What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Do you know that African Americans are the most patriotic Americans and we represent the true spirit of what America is supposed to be? And those are facts. Because there are a lot of African diasporas who are kind of confused when they see a patriotic African American, as if, because they look at America from their perspective, usually coming from a country that's homogenous, right? Where there's one dominant demographic, and that demographic represents the nationality of the country, right? America is different because America is filled with a whole bunch of different ethnic groups and nationalities, and not one single nationality really represents all of America, right? And so African Americans have a different version of America, and we represent a different version of America than white America. So when you think about white America, you think about imperialism, you think about racism, you think about segregation, you think about discrimination, you think about the mechanisms used to keep everyone down in order to benefit white people. And since the inception of America, that has been the operational procedure of these European Americans. But if you think about African Americans, Africans who were forced to create this America, forced to create the foundation of the financial advantages that America has. When you think about African Americans, we did not, unlike everybody else, because we're talking about the most patriotic, we are the most patriotic Americans, and we represent the best parts of America, right? So think about this from the perspective of someone who was forced out of their own nationality, forced out of their identity, and forced to assimilate to a new identity, right? Starting from below the mud. We're not even talking about starting from the mud, starting from the rag to riches. We're talking about starting underneath the ground, underneath the feces of humanity. We started down there, right? As less than nothing, as cattle, like the cows you see, the black and white cow, like that, right? Seen as nothing but future steaks and sirloins and New York strips, right? Right? Being the product of white superiority, being the product of capitalism, right? Now, ever since America was formed, begrudgingly, right? All nations were formed, right? If you go back far enough, through death and destruction, right? That's just how nations are formed, right? Fair enough, right? But America was formed, right? We know how it was formed by the genocide of Native Americans and the labor of Africans, and also while continuing to genocide us. So despite the nation itself treating us like a product and we're not being the citizens, we still, right, like the hero in the movie, we still decided to fight for what is right. Right was freedom, true freedom. While white people were pretending to associate themselves with freedom, while they were detaching themselves from their homeland because they didn't want to share the spoils of their rape, murder, and pillaging of people. That's why they celebrate 4th of July, in order to say, hey, we white people, in the diaspora, we don't want to share the spoils of rape, murder, and slavery with the British crown anymore, with the French, with the Dutch. We don't want to be associated. We're better than them now because of, how we can take advantage of the slavery, right? And so, but Americans, African Americans, we actually fought in every single war that did not benefit us. So at the beginning, we displayed the fact that we can fight for a country that was not fighting for us, that was in fact fighting to keep us as property and slaves, right? But somehow the African American didn't just kill every white person they possibly could when given the opportunity. Every opportunity black people had to just kill every single white person we possibly could, we never did it. Even though we have the capability of doing it, we never did it, right? But while we were fighting for a country that wasn't fighting for us, we still excelled in wartime, which I know a lot of people are begrudging about war and warriors, how they feel. But listen, every single war fought in history, no matter what country, whether it was the Spartans, the Egyptians, the Nubians, the Ethiopians, the Yoruba, the Igbos, the Oyo Empire, the Ifa Empire, the Huns, no matter what, every war had a set of warriors who were fighting for a country, right, that supposedly was fighting for them. Every war is fought because rich men desire to take other things from other people because they're greedy. So when it comes to separating the warrior from the people who perpetrate wars, you got to separate the warrior, right? The warrior itself is a honorable field at which men who take action mold society, whether good or bad, right? So I, even as a warrior myself, I don't begrudge the warrior themselves for that activity, because the reason why the world is the way it is because warriors are willing to willing to fight in order to set society. The intentions of the warrior is to protect. Now, the people who command the warriors is a whole different story, right? So I honor those warriors no matter where they're coming from, because, you know, the people who usually judge those warriors are not brave enough to be warriors and stand out on their own and actually fight for something that they believe in, whether everybody believes in it or not, right? So, but American, we have fought in every single war, and we are the reason why some of these wars tides were turned, because we are in fact excellent warriors, as Africans are the gods of war. We've always been the gods of war, and us as mercenaries, as slave soldiers, and as regular soldiers, conscripted, have always excelled on the battlefield because we are in fact the gods of war, right? So we've fought in every single war, only to be disrespected by those very white people asses we were saving, right? And we were saving their countrymen. We were saving their homeland, and we saved them, yet they gave us their ass to kiss. They still lynched us. They still discriminated us. Yet we still remained loyal to the idea of what America was, right? What America is. And as we tried to participate fairly and evenly on a playing field via politics, via business, every aspect of which we said, you know what? We're going to forgive the white person, or we're going to let that go and not just murder all of them because they deserve it. We're going to participate in a society in which they say that if we just act a certain way, you know, and be a certain way, they will let their mental illness of racism and discrimination, institutionalized discrimination and of us as a people. We've tried. We went every route, right? The route, instead of the route that we probably should have went, which was to just murder everybody and just change the course of history. But we didn't do that. We should have, but we didn't, right? We still did what Jesus would do. African Americans have been doing what Jesus would have done this entire time, while displaying the power of Moses, right? This entire time. The power, the physical power of Moses, right? The heart and the Christ-like attitude of Jesus, African Americans have displayed that. The greatest things about America is what African Americans have contributed to America. The things people like about America is what African Americans have contributed to America, despite what America has done to the African American, right? So as an African American, my nationality is Africa America. My country of America is different from the white people's countries of America. I know that the contributions of my people, right, is the reason why America is where it is. And I know that my people had to do it. Our exceptionalism and within America is not off the backs of white people. We excel around the world without subjugating white people. White people can't say that. White people can't say they went to a country and build a nation without subjugating other people, without enslaving other people, without discriminating against other people, without being racist and xenophobic. They can't say that anywhere around the world. But African Americans, we can say that we've built nations. And as African people, we can say we've built nations and we've built success. We've built civilization without subjugating other people, right? So our success as African Americans, having one of the highest GDP of any group of people that didn't have to steal it from somebody else. As a matter of fact, if you were to say African American, if you were to separate the two, African Americans are the most successful group of people on the planet, because we did it all and we got to where we got to without having to enslave or subjugate other people. So we got it from the mud for real, underneath the mud. While the white people, who most people worship, got it by death and destruction. Right? So I just want to let you guys know, like, just like you Haitians are proud of Haitians and what you guys did in Haiti, just like you Jamaicans are proud of Jamaica and everybody else, we African Americans are proud to be American, but our version of America. We're proud of our success and we have overcome to be an American. We're proud that America has become the haven for everybody else to come visit, because African Americans have created the environment for everybody else to come and thrive. So African Americans are the most patriotic Americans. We represent what America is supposed to be, and we represent what America is going to be in the future. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
As someone who's been living outside the US for almost 2 years now, I can so definitively see Black American culture as a blueprint. Obviously, I already knew this being in the US, but leaving the US made me see how this manifests on an international scale. This manifests in music. I go to the gym, they're always playing 2000s hip-hop. 99% of the time, it's Black artists. Same with fashion, streetwear, that's Black attire. Speech patterns as well. But yeah.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.